Now, we know that we have implemented the NOSA 5-star system very successfully in South Africa as well as other countries. And I believe that you will be traveling to Kuwait soon to start conversations with the company in Kuwait with the view of implementing the NOSA 5-star system.
Yes, we are. Fortunately, we've been invited, and so we're on our way. I think as this company and organization realized that the NOSA system is for emerging markets, but it's also a it's a simplistic system, but yet very sophisticated, and you get a lot of detail when you implement. It tells you exactly what to do, and at this time and stage, they do have problems. And manufacturing of steel is one of the high-risk environments, work environments itself. So they've acknowledged now the power or the ability of the NOSA system, and that is what I'm going to do, going over there, explain it to them, show it to them, and hopefully they will accept it and adopt it.
What are the requirements in order to be NOSA star graded, and what is the procedure?
In terms to be NOSA star graded, we are looking retrospective, so we need 12 months of evidence for a system that's been in place. The second part is, for that system, it must be a documented system, so it's something that is on paper that we can read and that's repeatable. And the procedure is, if you want to now us to come and audit you, the first part is you need to contact your local NOSA office, and that is typically where Hector can be contacted, and then also from all our other offices online itself. What will then happen? Typically we will send you a document where certain information is required, and then based on the information that's provided in the document itself, we will then allocate man-days for the specific task. Then a quote will be sent to the client. Once accepted, we will schedule the service, and then the audit is conducted against the specific protocol selected or the standard itself. Our reports go through a stringent peer review process to make sure that when we score or whatever findings we made, it is a true reflection, and that it's done in a correct way. If we followed our 10-step process, as already indicated, aligned with ISO 19011. And then what the client will receive at the end of the day is an executive summary that can be used by executive or for management review purposes. We also leave a detailed site report on site itself, indicating and be very specific as to what was found, what was looked at itself, the type of finding, against which element it was made, as already indicated, the evidence itself also that was perused. However, the big difference between the NOSA audit and also an ISO audit or other audits, you might find one or two findings in other audits. However, the NOSA audit will have multiple findings. We say that we need to record everything. Sometimes, for instance, a fire extinguisher must have been found that's not functional. However, you might not find that in other audits. We put it in the audit itself. And for that purpose is because something went wrong, something was overlooked, so that the client can go back and see what went wrong and how am I going to fix it.
Every year NOSA organizes regional awards and an Oscar award ceremony. What is it about?
Oh, the NOSCAR it's close to our hearts, and it's been all our clients all over the years. It's similar to the Oscars in the movies itself. So that's our NOSA, the Oscar from a NOSA point of view. That is where we recognize the cream of the crop. The best people are awarded there. And there are certain criteria to become a NOSCAR company itself. In the case, there are two ways. The first one is if you win an international competition in your category, that's worldwide, and then also achieve 95% and more. That's the short route. The other route is if you've achieved 95% plus as your score for the implementation of systems, and you had no fatalities, and also no permanent disabilities, things like that. So, because if you had a fatality and so forth, you can't be even a 5-star. Never forget, nevertheless, a NOSCAR itself. It is also awarded in several categories. We've got 16 SIC or service industry categories that it's awarded in, and also in the main categories also it's mining, it is also commercial, and then from a manufacturing point of view. Then also we also award individuals, and that is sometimes you can have a company not even getting a specific certificate for a system implemented itself. However, we recognize people within a company while you're busy building up your system itself and achieving excellence. We acknowledge people doing good work and also leading and be from a safety and health and environmental point of view. Typically there we have risk managers. We also have health and safety representatives, the managing director of a company also showing excellence, leadership as it is required now, occupational health practitioners, the nurses, and so forth, and then also environmental coordinators, and then lastly, if it's a good in a big company, a corporate risk manager. So that's in a nutshell then what it is about, and a high price is placed on it to such an extent that people, you can put it on the letterheads itself that they've been awarded this, and it's also led to winning of contracts because of such a good safety record.
Johan, thank you so much for your time. We know that you're a very busy man, and thank you for sharing such valuable information with us and with our South American public. Y a nuestros oyentes de Latinoamérica les mandamos un especial saludo desde la soleada ciudad de Johannesburg. Gracias por escucharnos.